63 years of independence, 63 years of promises, 63 years of patience. It's time for governance now. Governance now. Let's make it work.
Sustainable development is a subject which is close to my heart. The subject is becoming increasingly important for the growth of steel industry, and industry faces challenge of rapid expansion in capacities to meet our rising demand. In the journey of growth, it has to resolve social and ecological conflicts as a consequence of rapid growth. Sustainability for the steel industry requires an integrated approach which balances the long-term interest of investors, of the displaced population, and that of environment. Simultaneous sustainability also involves optimum utilization of natural resources such as land, water, and mineral resources. Since setting up of mega steel projects involves, as a first step, acquisition of large tracts of land, it has resulted into major conflicts between the investors and the displaced population. The result of this is before us, where mega projects like our POSCO, 12 million ton capacity project which they are proposing to put up in Orissa, and similarly mega projects of ArcelorMittal, where they are proposing to put up 12 million capacity each for the projects in Orissa and in Jharkhand, have stuck up. They have been stuck up due to one reason or the other. Recently, a group of ministers has proposed that 26% of profits of a mining enterprise should be shared with the local population. I have always supported such policy initiative which can help in reducing tensions between industry and society. I am sure that industry captains will appreciate that it is in the long term, it is in the long-term interest of the investors. Initially, there may be some resistance to it. There may have also caused some heartburn. But if you see it from all angles and keeping in view the future growth of industry, it is essential there has to be harmonious relationship between the people who give the land and the people who take the land and build big factories on that. Harmonious relationship is the basis for peace and tranquility, apart from social justice, which we all must appreciate. The trade-off between short-term gains and long-term sustainability is equally important for steel projects and is to be largely achieved through good corporate governance within appropriate legal and policy framework. The government and the steel industry should search for similar models of compensation for setting up of mega steel projects. My ministry is taking all necessary steps in this direction, and PSUs under the control of Ministry of Steel have already taken necessary initiatives which should be emulated by the industry at large. NMDC's greenfield steel project has been able to acquire the necessary tracts of land through an amicable process which should act as a model for future projects. Apart from land, one of the most serious challenges being faced by Indian steel industry is with regard to long-term availability of iron ore and coking coal. Our stand on the issue is very clear, and we are in total support of banning export of iron ore. But it is easier said than done, but there are many hurdles in the way. For at present, lot of iron ore is being mined, and quite a bulk of it is of low grade, which is not usable in our steel plants. So what to do with that? What to do with that? Therefore, we have to change our technology. We have to imbibe new technology by which we will be able to use the low-grade iron ore for making of steel. And for this reason, we are very keen we are very keen that the POSCO who are proposing to put up a steel mill, they go ahead with it, and all the obstacles in their way are removed, so they can put up the steel mill at the earliest. But they have the technology of using low-grade iron ore and also using much less of this coking coal than what is required today. And it's known as the Phoenix technology. I would like that the iron ore, whichever we mine, should not be exported. This is one objective before us. But we have to be pragmatic also in this matter. And it requires that we must find alternative use for this iron ore within the country. Otherwise, it will mean some losses so far the mining industry is concerned. And if we do not take action in this regard, and we keep on mining without making use for the large quantities of low-grade iron ore which we produce, and thereby depleting our mining resources, then the future generations are not going to spare us. They will blame us for not taking appropriate action at appropriate time. This is the time to take action, and we have to, even incurring wrath for some people or even displeasure of some people, we must enforce this policy. If we have to import large quantities of steel, iron ore at high prices to sustain steel production, that will also not be in the interest of the country. So we must ultimately use technology by which all grades of iron ore which is produced in the country is utilized for making of steel in the country. My ministry is keenly watching the progress of recent partnership between SAIL and POSCO in setting up of an integrated steel plant. It is very important to produce steel, but it is also equally important to preserve ecology and environment of the country. Nothing has to be done at the cost of other. Both are important, and we have to see that a proper balance is maintained.